Morning in Sam Vincent's coaches meeting.
We decided to send Jamario, everybody knows now, down to the D-League. All right, so he's going to leave on Saturday.
Right? This guy is always staying home on the strong side. That's the weak side. Whichever direction the screen is actually, that guy is going, that declares the strong side. Good, Fred, good, Fred.
They're at home.
Well, right now I'm about to drink one cranberry juice on the way home. I put the other 3 in the refrigerator. I get up. I have 2 Chick-fil-A sandwiches with 2 cranberries.
Evidence of something that you might be able to use in the game. So you want to be as prepared as possible.
You were enjoying sparring with Kimball Slice.
Gotta try to keep it from getting in the paint, but if it does, it's you. You keep it out of it, okay? We're coming with it tonight now. Let's go. Hey, buses are at 5:30 and 6.
Okay, fellas. Time to go. Turn. Hit on. Come on, let's go.
Dwight Howard. Ordinary day for a couple of different reasons. First and foremost, our presence here and the cameras everywhere and being allowed to shoot some of these things. And secondly, just moments ago, we learned of a trade between the Bobcats and Muhammad is coming back the other way. You had a chance to speak with Joe Dumars about the deal.
Well, I spoke to Joe Dumars a little while ago, and he basically talked about how Nazr Muhammad is going to be obviously very, very happy simply because of Nazr Muhammad is going to get was look at the numbers. He didn't need to say anything else. Nazr Muhammad is a mid-level exception player. The 2 guys that he was traded for, their deals expire at the end of this season. You look at the numbers, and the Detroit Pistons tax and everything else, you know that the ownership there is going to be happy. Mr. Davis has got a lot of money in Detroit for $22 million. It's $22 million, Jalen.
And when you get away from the money aspect, when you just talk about Cleveland, so now you go get Nazr Muhammad, a guy that can play the center position, which would allow Okafor to now play power forward, take stress off of a young guy who's had injury problems earlier in this year. They had a couple of great job by the Charlotte Bobcats trying to make it to that Eastern Conference playoffs, which a 5-game winning streak can almost put you in a top 3 seed.
Absolutely. You don't even have to be 500.
By the way, this is also looking for a big. He didn't have much to say on the subject. This was back at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Now it all makes perfect sense to me. Nazr Muhammad will not be around tonight, obviously, for the Bobcats as they take on for NBA draft with Howard and Emeka Okafor. You also see that guy, Gerald Wallace, the Bobcats' leading scorer. Much more here on NBA Access Charlotte throughout Kia NBA Shoot-Around. Let's head back.
It was not part of the NBA Access Charlotte script. Just want you guys at home to know. Bresic and Herman traded going to Detroit. Nazr Muhammad coming back the other way, but Gerald Wallace still the focal point of what the Bobcats do.
He just throws his body around the court, not only in the games, but in practice as well. And Gerald Wallace, he has the unique distinction of being one of only 3 players in NBA history to average more than 2 steals and 2 block shots for the entire season. The other guys, David.
Wallace has got to be helped a little, got to be encouraged by getting some more size in that lineup. Nazr Muhammad did not play particularly a lot of minutes in Detroit. There was just no room, no time for him to play. But Charlotte has been looking for that big rod. Double post they run, right?
I liked the move to get Muhammad. You team him up. Now, Primo Bresic is a nice player, but he's one of 5 guys who was the least productive starting centers in the entire NBA, and all those teams You got Jason Richardson and Gerald Wallace on the wings. You got Raymond Felton out in front. This is potentially a very good squad, a solid move for Michael Jordan.
Is this maybe a move that gets them into the playoffs? They've talked openly.
About 6, 7, and 8, particularly with the Bulls still just wandering through